my channel is 1 year old. I feel like I had my 1 year anniversary and didn't even notice it. But in fact, I'm sure I did because it's August, and I definitely remember making videos before August 2024. But in any event, when I take stock over the past year, I have encountered more workplace animosity than ever before in my life, which is crazy because you you think as you age and you get deeper in your 30s that it would stop, that the people around you would mature. And I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. I feel like the animosity and hatred and microaggressions that I'm experiencing now is worse than last year and worse than the year before. And I'm not making it up. So I don't know. I definitely know that I've come into a different level in terms of just expressing my femininity. I'm in a different place, maturation, but my style has evolved. I probably have more confidence than I did when I was younger. And I don't know. It can't all be about the external, but it for sure is about the external. Recently, I was minding my own business and like I was preparing for a presentation, and I was like in this little room off to the corner, and a woman that I know that I've had like a positive rapport with, she's been acting really weird ever since we had rehearsals for this program we were on together. And the rehearsal required us to go on stage, and like, it was just high visibility. And I don't know, I'm really low key, so I'm not often highly visible. But ever since we did that rehearsal, she has been side eyeing me. It hurt my feelings for sure. I definitely did a double take to see if there was anything going on with my attire that would elicit that type of response, and there was nothing. My I did have on a really pretty dress, like very feminine dress, but there was nothing about it that gave you need to look at me like you want me to die in this moment. Like if looks could kill, I'd be a goner. And when it happens in a religious space, church, congregation, etc., it always feels a bit worse because you do anticipate love in that space, especially if you haven't done anything to upset anyone other than just show up, right? And one of the reasons why I stopped making content, I couldn't figure out the what now behind the stories of being on the receiving end of microaggressions. And I just didn't want to contribute any more of my own trauma to the space without some sort of, I actually don't have a name for it yet, but I just know that I needed to be able to bring more substance to my channel. And because I haven't had anything to say that gives evidence of growth, I haven't made any content. I haven't had anything to say, but more of the same. Until recently. Recently, I started having an awareness that it's the external validation that you get due to the fluke of nature that is your personal beauty. I had a realization that for me and my house, I am supposed to use that to be encouraging to others, particularly women. And I've experimented with having just being really intentional about controlling my own energy, controlling my own response in situations where I'm being treated unfairly. And the only thing I did was walk up and check in or whatever the case may be. And I've been able to shift energy. I've been able to bring out a more positive version of the woman standing before me who met me with aggression, who met me with nastiness. And I know that everyone does not feel called to this. And there are days when I probably won't feel like it myself. But just, over the past year or however long it's been since I've made a video, I've experimented. I've decided this woman right here doing this particular job that she does not like, she just saw me pull up in whatever I pulled up in, get out and look however I'm looking, speak however I'm speaking, here for whatever reason that she may, aspire to. She has a reason to be mad. And no, I haven't done anything to her, but I know that in this situation, for me to meet her with the same nastiness, the same attitude, or even like it's a nasty, there's a level of just nasty suburban black girl that you can bring out if you want to. And when you're experiencing a microaggression from someone who society has already told, like, you're not cute enough, you are not smart enough, you are not small enough, it's punching down. And so in the experience that I'm thinking about specifically, I made it my goal in the brief time that I was with her to just hold strong, like just to maintain the same level of politeness, to maintain my same level of just like the light that I have inside, to not allow it to be dimmed in that moment, in hopes that I could share it with her. And by the end of the interaction, I was like pulling out the lip gloss I had on to show her the name of it, so she could go to Sephora and get her some if she so desired. And, she was complimenting me and she was smiling. And I know for a fact that however nasty she or stuck up or whatever she thought I was going to be, and she was ready for, we both left the experience feeling better because I used my power, my personal power, to raise her vibration. That's exactly what I did. And that is not something that everybody wants to do. That is not something that everyone feels called to do, or I don't know. I know that's not everybody's thing. I can sense, or I have a feeling that for the trajectory of my life, that will have to be my thing. That will have to be a part of my personality. It will be a part of my life. Like I will have to rise. I will have to look over transgression. I will need to be okay with people meeting me with nasty stares, and I will have to prove them wrong. And that's not everybody's calling, so to speak, but I can already tell that it will be mine. And I'm trying to make sure that I have the personal reserves to do that. And I know that in my efforts to be the woman who is actively trying to be that person, that I will benefit in ways that I can't comprehend right now. And it will be a labor of love, because the example I just gave you, I wasn't expecting anything from that girl other than just common courtesy. But with the woman that I mentioned earlier, in a quote unquote Christian setting, Christian environment, I was expecting love from her. and and she looked at me like she wanted to off with her head. And yeah, I guess it just be like that sometimes. To whom much is given, much is expected. And there was just no way around it. So I did have something I wanted to read, because it can't all be stream of consciousness, right? And let me just say, I am a writer. I'm a very strong writer. But I used AI for this. And I don't have no shame. I can tell when other people use AI and are reading. I I just want to be transparent with that. I told it what I wanted it to produce. I gave it an experience, and I just I just I just want to put that out there. Beauty draws attention, both good and bad. Sometimes it brings smiles, compliments, or encouragement. Other times it draws side eyes, judgment, or resentment. That duality can be confusing because you're not doing anything differently. You're simply present, and people respond to you in ways you can't control. In those moments, there's a strong pull to make yourself smaller, quieter, less noticeable, toned down. It can feel easier to shrink yourself so others won't roll their eyes or treat you differently. But shrinking for the comfort of others means dimming a light that was given to you for a reason. Your beauty is not yours alone. It's a gift, and every gift carries responsibility. The responsibility isn't to explain yourself or to defend any part of the way you look or the things that you do, or to even prove that you deserve the space you occupy. The responsibility is simply to carry it with dignity, with humility, and without apology. And that connects to visibility. Visibility itself is a trust. Sometimes visibility looks like being on an actual platform. Other times it's just walking into a room and being noticed. Even the smallest interactions, visibility creates a moment of influence. In those moments, the question isn't how can I make myself less visible, but what will I reflect while I am visible? That's the real opportunity, to reflect qualities like kindness, respect, and humility in the face of attention, whether that attention feels positive or negative. So, yes, beauty draws attention. Yes, there's a temptation to shrink to avoid discomfort, but the higher call is this: to treat beauty as a gift, to treat visibility as a trust, and to let both be carried with character. So, I don't know who this was for. And I hope that it finds its intended audience. Virtue is in my name. And I know like there's a lot of discourse around virtue signaling. And I'm not going to allow myself to be dismayed or ignore the why behind a lot of these issues that are being brought to the fore. I am a girl's girl in real life, and I'm really fortunate to have friends who restore my faith in womanhood. And I have enough positive interactions with women of all different ethnicities, all different shades of black or brown or whatever, to keep me who I am and not allow me to become bitter or resentful. And I love that for me. I love that for me. Will I tell the truth about different things that happen without cause for no reason? Absolutely. I will continue to tell those stories, but going forward, I'll try to make sure that there's some type of positive framing, just to make it meaningful. But, anyways, in any event, thank you so much for listening. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you disagree with me, because then you give me an opportunity to, see a different perspective. And I do think I gave a lot to disagree with in this particular video. But in any event, thank you again for listening.